What is up, boys and girls? Dundek here, and now I'm back with a special audio video for you today. So of course, as the title says, Wrestle Kingdom 13 preview / predictions. So if you've been a long-term follower of the channel, you know what this kind of thing is. I'm basically going to run down the card, talk about the matches, and maybe talk a little bit about the build-up, and give you my predictions. Simple as that. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to talk for. I'm just going to keep talking till I'm finished. So who knows, this might be over an hour plus, or maybe it won't. So yeah, January 4th, as every year, New Japan Pro Wrestling gives the biggest show of the year in the Tokyo Dome, Wrestle Kingdom 13. And I'm so hyped for this card. I mean, this card's going to be awesome. Because obviously last year was my first ever Wrestle Kingdom, the first ever New Japan show I ever watched live. And this year I'm going to follow suit because this is on a Friday and I'm not working that Friday. So I'll be getting up nice and early to sit in and watch this New Japan show. And what a card they've got on paper. I mean, nine matches in a pre-show match. Just get down to it. I mean, so let's just briefly go over the pre-show match. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this one. So, as is tradition, the New Japan have a Royal Rumble style match on their pre-show, but that's been scrapped this year in favour of a never open weight 6-man number 1 contendership match. So 5 teams of 3 will compete in a gauntlet match, and the winner of that will face for the never open weight tag team 6-man tag team championships on a New Year's Dash. And can I just say, can you think of any more pointless belt than the New Japan never open weight tag team titles? Really, I mean, it really is a pointless belt. I mean, has it ever been any memorable champions, or can anyone really remember a memorable moment of that title reign? But anyway, just to run down the teams, you've got Ryusuke Sakaguchi, Toru Yano, and Toby Makabe. Now, this is a little change. It was going to be Michael Elgin, Jeff Cobbett, and David Finlay, but apparently Michael Elgin's got a knee injury. Now he's going to be forced to pull out the show. And he's now replaced by the veteran Yuji Nagata, so that could be kind of cool. Then we have a Chaos team of Hiroki Goto, and then the best friends, Chuka T and Beretta. A Killer Elite Squad, I mean a Suzuki Gun team of Minoru Suzuki and the Killer Elite Squad. Now that's good, that's kind of disappointing. So obviously for this card, you feel like Hiroki Goto and Minoru Suzuki are the 2 biggest casualties. I mean, they had a awesome never openweight title match last year, and now they're not even on the card this year. Suzuki in particular, I think, is really disappointing. That's not happening. Then the final team is going to be their elite team of Marty Scurll, Hangman Page, and Yujiro Takahashi. Whatever. I don't really give a shit about this match. It's on the pre-show, so I'm likely not going to even watch it. But it's a prediction. I'll probably go Suzuki and Killer Release Squad to go over, because why the hell not? Now into the main card, we've got 9 big matches, 8 title matches. First one we're going to talk about is what will probably be the opener, I guess, for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. We've got champions, Suzuki Gun members, Yoshihiro Nobu Kanemaru, whatever the hell you call him, and El Desperado. And they will face Roppongi 3K, Sean Yo, and the LIJ team of Bushi and Shingo. Now, for me, this is a direct rematch and power struggle where these 3 teams fought for the Super Junior Tag League, which Sean Yo won. So really, storyline wise, should have just been 2 versus 2. But I guess adding the other teams pretty cool, because we've seen the Suzuki Gun versus Roppongi 3K matches quite a lot of times. Don't really need to see it again. And I suppose adding Ibushi and Shingo is pretty cool. This should be a decent match. It'll probably be probably the match I'm least hyped for, to be honest with you, on the main card. I mean, it should be fine and all that. But this Junior Heavyweight Tag Team, I just think it needs a boost. I mean, we've had Roppongi 3K around for what? They're clearly head and shoulders better than anybody else on that thing. And you think eventually Shingo's probably going to break off, either to be in the Junior Heavyweight division, or he'll move off and probably go like stuff for the never openweight title and things like that. And as far as Suzuki, I just think Suzuki Gun's gone as far as it can go. I mean, I don't really think Kanemaru's all that. But I think El Desperado's pretty good. And I'll probably go with Sean Yo to go over to win back the IWGP Tag Team titles. And then they might break off into a little feud with Bushi and Shingo. Maybe that can be a title match at New Beginning, I don't know. That's my prediction. But then we're going to go from the junior heavyweight tag team title to the heavyweight tag team titles, and also a triple threat match. I mean, this is kind of like WWE does this a lot at WrestleManias, has multi-man title matches. I mean, they did it last year with the Usos, Bludgeon Brothers, and the New Day. They had Fatal 4 for the US title, triple threat for the Intercontinental title. Never mind the Raw tag belt. And this, I think New Japan's kind of following suit here, just to get more people on the card. So you've got the IWGP Tag Team Champions, Guerrillas of Destiny, with the World Tag League winners, Evil and Sanada. And in there are the Young Bucks. Now, it's kind of I suppose you got to get the Young Bucks on the card, haven't you, really? I mean, Young Bucks are stars and all that. So Evil and Sanada, I'm not sure if they're the first team to do it, but if not first, they're one of the very few teams to win back-to-back World Tag Leagues. Of course, they won it last year, and then went on to win the IWGP Tag Team titles at Wrestle Kingdom 12. They even beat the champions in the final this year. And the Young Bucks cashed in the rematch because they lost the tag titles to Guerrillas of Destiny back at Fighting Spirit Unleashed. And they're getting the rematch, although that's kind of weird because automatic rematches aren't really a thing in New Japan. I mean, obviously sometimes the champions do get the next rematch, but more often than not they don't. Recent examples: Jay White never went back for the US title, Tanahashi never went back for the Intercontinental title, and now did Suzuki after losing them. And then probably the main one, Okada hasn't had a IWGP title match after losing to Kenny Omega. But it was obviously just an excuse he came up to get the Young Bucks on the card. And this should be a good match. I mean, it should be a really entertaining match. I think it'll probably be one of those 10-12 minute matches. There'll be a lot of big spots. There'll be a very fast pace, a lot of near falls, all that kind of thing. Now, who's going over? I mean, on the surface, you might say the Young Bucks would probably be the favourite. But I'm thinking, because apparently the crack is the Cody and the Young Bucks and probably another couple of Bullet Club elite members are going to announce this All Elite Wrestling promotion coming up in January. So, how did the Young Bucks have a long-term future in New Japan? They might be on the way out. Who knows? So with that, I'm going to go with Evil and Sanada to go over and win the tag team titles back, because I just feel like they're probably the best choice right now, in my opinion. But this should be a pretty good match overall. Now we're getting the singles title match for the United States title. Cody versus Juice Robinson. And this could be a good match, it might not be. But it's kind of just ironic, seeing like they come full circle. So, Cody's first match in New Japan was Wrestle Kingdom 11 against Juice Robinson. And now here they are 2 years later, back in the Tokyo Dome fighting for a title. So, kind of an interesting story for Juice Robinson. What a rise he had in New Japan over the last few years. Of course, he was in NXT as CJ Parker. Left NXT to join the New Japan Dojo and made a real name for himself in New Japan. Finally getting his crown a moment last year when he won the IWGP United States title. And then they just took it off him. I mean, that was probably one of my least favourite title changes of all last year. Cody becoming the New Japan IWGP United States title. Because I do feel like it hurt Juice. Because obviously Juice is coming off a G1 where he lost a lot of matches in the G1. But and then to lose a US title just like that was kind of And what's Cody really done as US champion? I mean, I don't even think he's defended it on a New Japan show yet. I mean, I'm almost certain he hasn't. I do think he defended it against Beretta in Ring of Honor, but I could be wrong about that. And he might have had another title defense that I can't remember. But obviously they're going with Juice getting another match with Cody here. Now, as he showed at the Fighting Spirit Unleashed show, they can have a very good match together. I mean, that was a very good match between Juice and Cody Rhodes. Not a great match, mind you, but it was a pretty good match in my opinion. We didn't steal the show or anything, but it was fine. I mean, all in all, it was probably one of Cody's better singles matches in New Japan. Because let's be honest, Cody hasn't had that many really good matches in New Japan. I mean, probably the best one he had was Omega in whatever show they had in July, the G1 Supercard. But other good matches he had was tag team matches. So yeah, and then Cody wins. So Cody wins that, and now he's facing Juice. And this will probably be another very good match as well. I suppose depending on what time it's given, because obviously you think the main matches will get the most time. So this might get 10, 12, 13, maybe even 15 minutes. If they do that, they should have an entertaining enough match that fans will probably like. I mean, I expect Juice to be the fan favourite in this match. I mean, he just really is a really great babyface in New Japan right now. And like the Young Bucks, who knows what Cody's long-term future is. I mean, they've all left Ring of Honor recently. And Cody said he's not going to be on this Ring of Honor New Japan MSG show. Although maybe he's talking shite, who knows. So it looks like Cody might be on his way out in New Japan soon. And to be fair, Juice Robinson, I thought I'm going to go with Juice Robinson to go over. But even if situation was different, I still would have went for Juice Robinson to go over. Because I think that's the only way you can really justify taking the title off him if the plan was to give him a big win in the Tokyo Dome. Because obviously, winning it in Long Beach in July, that was cool and all. But winning it at Wrestle Kingdom in the Tokyo Dome's just so much bigger, isn't it? Let's be honest. I mean, that's just the way it is. So obviously, that's like the biggest thing you can do all year. So I'm backing Juice Robinson to win the US title back, and hopefully this time actually have a run of it. I mean, I would really like to see Juice Robinson maybe get to at least Dominion with the title. I mean, I'd hate for him to win the title back and then lose it at like New Beginning or something. That would be kind of shit. So I'm going to go with Juice Robinson to go over here. Now, a title that's never been defended at Wrestle Kingdom before. And a title that's actually been rarely defended in New Japan before. And that's for the Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship. Tomohiro Ishii versus Zack Sabre Jr. Now, to think this match is on the card is probably in the bottom half of anticipated matches is a reflection of how fucking great this card is. I mean, holy crap. I mean, this is a match I'm actually so stoked is happening. One, so stoked that Zack Sabre Jr. is getting a singles match in the Tokyo Dome. Because he made his Wrestle Kingdom debut last year, but he was in the Never Openweight 6-man gauntlet. And I'm just so happy to see Tomohiro Ishii getting used well at Wrestle Kingdom again. After taking a back seat for the last 2 years, of course, Wrestle Kingdom 11, he was in a tag match with Toriano. And then, yeah, I think so. And then last year, he was also in the Never Openweight 6-man tournament. So, what a second half of the year Tomohiro Ishii's had. I mean, so this one actually has quite a bit of history behind it. So, this goes back to WrestleMania weekend last year. Rev Pro show in New Orleans, with Tomohiro Ishii beating Zack Sabre Jr. to become the British Heavyweight Champion. So then, after that, Ishii and Suzuki get into a feud. Suzuki beats Ishii for the title at Strong Style Evolved UK. And then Ishii wins the title back. Can't remember the name of the show, but I think it was in October that Ishii beat Suzuki to regain the title. And then they had a tremendous match of Power Struggle. That's probably one of my favourite matches of the year, actually, Ishii versus Suzuki. And I think a lot of people thought they might do one final blow for their Wrestle Kingdom for that title. But then there was a little twist so on a show, and I think it was probably about the week after Power Struggle. Ishii was wrestling David Starr for the title. Beats David Starr after the match. Suzuki going to attack Ishii. Then Zack Sabre Jr. says he wants his rematch and challenges Ishii to the Tokyo Dome for that British Rev Pro British Heavyweight title. So this match should be fucking great. I mean, it's probably the highest profile Rev Pro British Heavyweight title match in history. I mean, these two have great chemistry. They've I believe they wrestled 4 times before. First time in the US title tournament in the G1 special in 2017. Then in G1 Climax 27, then in G1 Climax 28, and of course the aforementioned match in New Orleans WrestleMania 34 weekend of Ishii winning the title. So this should be a fantastic match. I mean, it's weird because this will probably be at least a 4-star match, but it probably won't even be one of the best matches of the night, which just shows how loaded this show is. I mean, obviously you've got the technical ability of Zack Sabre Jr., the striking of Tomohiro Ishii. Should be a war, really, really should. And this one to go either way for me. I think either guy could conceivably win, so it's not a very predictable match. But I will go and put my neck on the line, and I'll say Tomohiro Ishii to retain the British Heavyweight title. Because I can see Ishii going to WrestleMania weekend with the title. It may be a loser to there, someone, I'm not sure who. One thing I do know, Pac is wrestling for Rev Pro, so maybe in the future we'll get Ishii versus Pac, or Maybe another match with Ishii and Walter, that'd be sweet. But yeah, so Ishii to retain the title. Now this match, for me, potentially the show stealer. I mean, on a loaded card, this match could be the one. For the Never Openweight Championship, Kota Ibushi going one-on-one with Will Ospreay in something of a dream match, at least on the indie New Japan level. I mean, wow. This is the match everybody wanted for Wrestle Kingdom, and this is the match we got. What a match this is going to be, just believe me. This match will be absolutely fucking amazing. I mean, I'm really just backing these boys. I mean, potentially stealing the show, who knows? So they've been teasing this match for a while. So like in tag matches, in 6-man tag matches, there've been exchanges between Will Ospreay and Kota Ibushi, and every time fans got so excited for it. So those planting seeds. Imagine if these two ever fought, but it looks like it was not going to happen because obviously Will Ospreay was one of the main fighters of the junior heavyweight division. And of course in New Japan, juniors and heavyweights rarely interact. They rarely go one-on-one. I mean, you get the odd time, but you're more likely to see a New Japan junior versus a New Japan heavyweight in an indie promotion or something like that. And then it's because I think Ospreay talked about hopefully one day wanting to wrestle Kota Ibushi. And I think Kota Ibushi being putting Will Ospreay over as well as a real talent. So looked like things were being set up now. So Will Ospreay was going to challenge Taishi for the junior heavyweight title at Power Struggle. And so it looked like what was going to happen was Will Ospreay pinned him at King of Pro Wrestling. Pretty sure it was King of Pro Wrestling that happened. So it looked like Will Ospreay was going up with the heavyweight division. And I've got to say, if you look at Will Ospreay now, I think he's noticeably put on a lot of muscle. Well, not a lot of muscle, but a bit of muscle. And you think with time and weight training, he could probably get up to about 220 because Will Ospreay, because he's got some height on him, he's like 6'1". So you think with some training and all that, he'd probably get up to like 220. And I think that's what he's trying to do. So it looks like where Will Ospreay is going to be a full-time New Japan heavyweight now, which, to be fair, some amazing opportunities that's going to create in 2019. But then at one of the Rev Pro shows, I think it was, Will Ospreay got an injury and had to pull out with a match of Taishi. So it was like, oh shit, maybe it's not going to be on. Then Hiroki Goto had to play a placeholder and have a transitional reign as Never Openweight Champion because he then beat Taishi. And then it seemed to be back on. Hiroki Goto challenged Will Ospreay at the World Tag League Final for a Never Openweight Championship match. So it looked like, is Ibushi going to beat Goto and then challenge Will Ospreay for Wrestle Kingdom? And then it emerged, I think like the week before the show, that Will Ospreay was going to wrestle Taishi on the same show in a #1 contenders match. So the stars were aligning. So surely Ibushi was going to win his match, Ospreay was going to win his match. Then we were going to get the triple threat. But there was also that doubt that they were going to get Ibushi versus Ospreay. But I think there was also some doubt that we might have got Ospreay versus Ibushi versus Goto, which that match would have been good. I mean, no, it would have been great to be fair, but Ospreay versus Ibushi is the match we wanted to see. So obviously it happened. Ospreay won his match, Ibushi won his match, and now we go. They're going to wrestle in Tokyo Dome, Wrestle Kingdom, and holy fuck, this probably for me. I think the main event's the match I'm most excited for, but this has to be the second most excited match I am for. This match should be awesome. I mean, if you haven't seen it, I would definitely recommend watching Golden Lovers vs Tanahashi and Ospreay from the other week. Whoa, what a match there. And there's this famous gif of Kota Ibushi going through his jumping Hurricane Rana off the rope, Will Ospreay landing on his feet. So you know exactly what this match is going to be. This match, the pace is going to be incredible. I mean, it's going to be a lot of acrobatic moves, some great strikes, some awesome near falls, amazing counters. This match should be, hopefully we're not overhyping this match and fails to deliver. I'll be disappointed if it did, but yeah, this match should be amazing. And as a prediction, I'm going to go with Kota Ibushi to retain because I feel like great story would be Will Ospreay fighting his heart out to beat Ibushi, but just coming up short. So obviously they could sell it that obviously Ibushi won because he's got more experience in the heavyweight division than Will Ospreay. And then you've got a story there. So Will Ospreay is desperate to beat Kota Ibushi, and he wants to fight back to try and earn his respect. So yeah, I think it could be kind of a Cesaro Sami Zayn story where Ospreay keeps trying to fight him, and then he finally gets a big win over Kota Ibushi eventually, then earns his respect. So I'm going to go for Bushi, but holy shit, this match should be the fucking beast. Now we've got 4 more matches to go. This one should be great as well for the junior heavyweight title. Kushida versus Taiji Ishimori. So, and this is another match that, wow, this is another match on the card that could be great. So now obviously Kushida is probably now you probably say he's a legend in the New Japan heavyweight division. I mean, he's probably one of the top 5 greatest junior heavyweight champions of all time. And obviously Taiji Ishimori came into the promotion last year as Bone Soldier and got to this Best of Super Juniors final, but made such a great impression up there that you think, yeah, someday he's going to win that title. And you know what? Kind of stings a little bit, because obviously if Hiromu Takahashi hadn't broke his neck back in Fighting Spirit Unleashed with Dragon Lee, we'd probably be getting the Best of the Super Juniors final rematch on this Wrestle Kingdom with Takahashi versus Ishimori. So at that point, New Japan were in a pickle. Obviously they invested a lot in Hiromu Takahashi because he won the Best of Juniors, Super Juniors, then beat Will Ospreay, and you think this is probably going to be the ace of the junior heavyweight division for the next 3 or 5 years or so. And then he got injured, and obviously the crack at the moment is that he might not come back. His career might be over, unfortunately, which is just so sad, really. But hopefully it's a reminder for some of the guys just to calm down what they're doing, because I see it so many times. Guys getting dropped on the heads on the ring apron and just getting spiked in the heads in general, the top rope and things like that. You aren't stuntmen, you aren't Supermen, you're just human beings like the rest of us. So obviously now we had to vacate the title. Then we had a mini tournament and Kushida won the title back. And that's really just to put the belt in a safe pair of hands like Kushida. Obviously I think a lot of people weren't chuffed about Kushida getting the title back, because I think it's his 7th title reign, I think it is. I think only Jushin Liger's had more. But Kushida was probably the right guy at the right time to carry the junior heavyweight division for now. And now he's then got into a feud with Taiji Ishimori, who eventually challenged Kushida. And now the match is on. So this match should be friggin' awesome. Really excited for it, because we've seen, I'll say the last few years the junior heavyweight matches have been awesome at Wrestle Kingdom. So obviously Wrestle Kingdom 9 and 10 saw 2 great title matches by Kenny Omega against Taguchi and Kushida respectively. Then you had 11, the Kushida Takahashi 1. Then last year you had the awesome 4-way, Ospreay Skrull took Takahashi and Kushida. Yes, I can talk. And this should be another awesome one. So obviously you've got so Ishimori is a part of the Bullet Club. So for me, I think he's got to take a title here, because I think time to put the junior heavyweight title in a fresh hand like Ishimori. I think he's ready to carry it. And there's been some rumours lately, I don't know how many people's heard this, that WWE are actually interested in Kushida and might be making an offer in January. And that's an interesting one for me, because let's face it, Kushida's now 35 years old, and if New Japan aren't going to promote him to the heavyweight division, you kind of say maybe he's done all they can in New Japan in that sense. So maybe he should give the WWE a try. I mean, obviously, he'd probably either go to NXT or 205 Live. I'm going to add a bit Kushida in 205 Live. That'd be pretty sweet. And that'd be interesting. So I'm going to think, Joe, I have a funny feeling he might, if he gets an offer from WWE, he might just take it. And then, let's face it, if it doesn't work out, then he can go back to New Japan in 2 or 3 years' time. I mean, he'll still be in his late 30s. And obviously, like you say, Ishimori, I think that makes the most sense right now for Ishimori to carry the title. Because I think there's a built-in feud with Marty Scurll there. I think that would make a lot of sense to do Ishimori versus Scurll. And then I think this is another division that maybe needs a little bit of a boost, especially with Takahashi out. I mean, there's not that many options in New Japan Junior Heavyweight division right now. Because obviously the people like Dragon Lee aren't signed full-time. I mean, ACH isn't signed full-time. People like that. So do you feel like both junior divisions need a little bit of fresh talent? Maybe a young lion will emerge soon to maybe join it, but so I'm going to go for Ishimori. Then have the last 3 matches. I mean, these will all be great in different ways. So, ironically, Kazuchika Okada's probably in the 3rd biggest match of Wrestle Kingdom, which is kind of amazing considering how he's been over the last 5 years. I mean, main event 13, where him and Naito were kicked off the main event for 2014, 8. Then obviously 9, 10, the 2 matches of Okada. Wrestle Kingdom 11, main event of Kenny Omega. And last year, main event against Naito. But going one-on-one, Kazuchika Okada versus Switchblade Jay White. And for me, this has been the best built-up match of the entire Wrestle Kingdom. Now, you think about this, has really been going on for nearly a year. So it started the day after New Year's Dash last year, when Okada invited Jay White into Chaos. And then obviously, after that, so Jay White has kind of been the heel in Chaos. And he knew eventually he was going to break away. So obviously, as he was getting more successful, he was getting more cocky, trying to challenge Okada's authority, that sort of thing. They had a match in the G1 Climax where Jay White cheated to beat Okada. So Jay White defeated Okada. I think that was in the first one, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure that was the first show. Because he beat Okada, then he beat Tanahashi. And then things really hit the fan later on where, see, like Jay White, I can't remember what show it was. It was Destruction, wasn't it? So Jay White turned on Okada, but then he made Jado turn on Okada as well. So Okada's longtime manager, Jado, turned on Okada and then sided with Jay White. So now there was real shit in Chaos. But you know, in kayfabe terms, Okada kind of deserved to be turned on by Jado, because if you remember, it was Okada who said he didn't want Jado as his manager anymore. So why wouldn't Jado turn his attention to Jay White? So essentially now Jado's to Jay White what he was for Okada for all those years, the mouthpiece, the ultimate cheerleader for him. And then after that it took another twist where White and Jado helped take over the Firing Squad version of the Bullet Club. So now Jay White is now the leader of Bullet Club, and now he's him and Okada, it's finally boiled up. They're finally going to go one-on-one at the Wrestle Kingdom. And I think they have said that no seconds at ringside, so it is just going to be Okada and Jay White one-on-one. And what a rise for Jay White. Wrestle Kingdom last year, facing Hiroshi Tanahashi for the Intercontinental title. And then the next month, beating Kenny Omega to become the United States Champion. Having the run of that title. Going to G1, beating Okada, beating Tanahashi, and almost winning that block. I mean, he was 3rd in the A block, so great run. And now here he is, wrestling Okada in the not the main event of Wrestle Kingdom, what am I talking about? In a match at Wrestle Kingdom. Now, someone pointed out to me that this is going to be a different kind of Okada match. It's not, so it's a chance for Okada to do something different at Wrestle Kingdom. Because typically when he's in the main event, he has to have 40-minute classic wrestler matches. But this one should be more of an interesting brawl. I think that's what it'll be, just an entertaining grudge match. It's not going to, because obviously they've got Omega and Tanahashi to have that New Japan main event style epic 35-minute match where so many near falls and so much drama. That'll be what that match is. So this match, it might be like 20-25 minutes maybe. This is the sort of match where Okada, he doesn't have to have his super long Okada match, the 35-minute plus matches that he's known for. Doesn't need to do that this year. So, and this is a big chance for Jay White to prove himself on the biggest stage. I mean, he's done well so far, but I think this has got to be his biggest test. Can he hang with Okada in a Tokyo Dome match? I think he'll do a good job. This prediction, I'm going to, because I just don't see him losing, so I'm going to go for Okada to go over. I mean, it'd be great if Jay White went over, yeah, but I just don't think he will. Because I think, let's face it, Okada will be the IWGP champion soon enough, won't he? He'll get the title back eventually, you'd think, within the next year, quite probably. So, he's obviously Kenny Omega's a champion now, but I think Okada's still their top guy, so they probably don't want Okada losing at Wrestle Kingdom. Although I think he probably should, I just don't think he will. So I will go for Okada to defeat Jay White. Now this should be a interesting match. So the IWGP Intercontinental Champion, Chris Jericho, in a big rematch with Tetsuya Naito. This is another match that had about a year's worth of build. So of course it started last year, night after Wrestle Kingdom 12 at New Year's Dash, where look, obviously after the match with Kenny Omega, it was thought that the one and done for Chris Jericho, but no, he attacked Tetsuya Naito at the end of that show, because he was sick of Naito complaining about Jericho and Omega being built as a double main event. So, and that was what it was all built about. And then it went quiet on that front, and then Jericho came back to attack Naito again, and then they set up a Dominion match with Chris Jericho battered Naito, took his Intercontinental title, and I've got to say, it's one of those things like, we criticise WWE for having Brock Lesnar as the part-time Universal Champion, so why shouldn't we criticise New Japan for having Chris Jericho as the part-time champion? I mean, he's been doing the same things that Brock Lesnar's been doing, taking the title and then going away for months. But because it's New Japan, nobody will say anything, nobody will complain about it. So, yeah, I think that's a bad move. I mean, I've not really liked Jericho's Intercontinental title. And I mean, he came back, he's had one match of Evil so far. And even for this Naito feud, it's only really started heated up recently. Because obviously it started off with Naito challenging Jericho. Jericho turned the challenge down, but New Japan making the match anyway. So Chris Jericho's nowhere to be seen the entire tag league, which that's really disappointing. I mean, there was a lot of nights of those tag league and Naito's on many of those shows. I mean, surely you could have had Jericho at least cut a promo on there, but no. And then recently he did cut a promo, and then he attacked Naito on the road to Tokyo Dome show. And I think he's cut another promo on him recently. So yeah, for me the build-up hasn't been that good, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm really kind of disappointed by the build-up. It definitely has nothing on the Jericho Omega build-up, or even the first match between Jericho and Naito. However, other than that, I expect Chris Jericho to deliver. I mean, obviously Chris Jericho, when he's on, he's still awesome. Because I feel like this won't be a great match in the sense of an actual wrestler match or anything. But obviously you think Jericho's character work, getting the crowd heat and all that, he'll do that well. This is going to be a brawl, I feel. Bit like, maybe, probably not as, no, it won't be as long as Jericho Omega last year. I mean, I'm convinced of that. I think it'll be pretty much a similar match to the one they had at Dominion. Except Jericho might not attack a Naito before the bell. So I expect it to be a brawl, I mean, and all that type of thing. Because Chris Jericho, he's 48 years old, he's not going to have that amazing 5-star wrestler match with he has. He was not going to have that type of match, but it should be an entertaining enough match. I mean, I think it'll rely on crowd heating Jericho's work as a heel to get the crowd behind Naito. Because you can see the crowd will love Naito in this match and they'll absolutely hate Jericho. And this prediction, I mean, it's got to be Naito, hasn't it, surely? I mean, it'd be pretty stupid if Jericho did all this not to put over Naito in the end, you know? And who knows? Will this be it for Chris Jericho? The answer is, I don't know. Chris Jericho, he always keeps people guessing. To quote Roddy Piper, just when you think you've got the answers, he changes the questions. So, obviously last year we thought he was done with the Omega feud, but then he came back for the Naito feud. So will Chris Jericho stick around to New Japan in 2019? Answer is, I don't know. I suppose we'll know if he shows up in New Year's Dash or not. Or will Chris Jericho drop it and then go back to WWE for a program for Wrestle Kingdom? Which I'm pretty sure if he wanted to, he'd definitely do. I mean, if you were after Wrestle Kingdom, he could probably call Vince and then Vince would take it back like that. So who knows? But you got to think Naito's probably going to have to beat Jericho. Because I think it'd be massively damaging loss for Naito if he loses to Jericho again. Especially after the kind of weird year Naito's had. I think Naito really does need this. And I feel after this he really needs to start pushing towards the IWGP title. I mean, for me, I think he should be the one to end Omega's reign. But we'll talk about that another time. So this all leads to the huge main event. The IWGP champion Kenny Omega versus the G1 Climax 28 winner and ace of New Japan, the legend, the one and only Hiroshi Tanahashi, back in the Wrestle Kingdom main event. So, what a match this is going to be. This is your Wrestle Kingdom main event, and it's probably going to be the match of the year, you'd think, wouldn't you? So Kenny Omega's first IWGP title defense at a Wrestle Kingdom. Tanahashi and Wrestle Kingdom are synonymous with each other. I mean, people call Shawn Michaels Mr. WrestleMania. I would probably say Mr. Wrestle Kingdom is definitely Hiroshi Tanahashi. I mean, headlined much of the earlier ones, and obviously in recent years. So I think these are the ones he's headlined. I think he was main event at Wrestle Kingdom 1. I'm sure him and Nakamura did Wrestle Kingdom 2. Wrestle Kingdom 3 was him and Keiji Muto. Him and Go Shiozaki, I don't think that was the main event. I think something else was. Wrestle Kingdom 5 was Tanahashi vs Kojima. Wrestle Kingdom 6, Tanahashi vs Suzuki. 7, the first of the Okada matches. Wrestle Kingdom 8, him and Nakamura also main event of that for the Intercontinental title. Then 9 and 10 were the back-to-back matches of Okada. Then after that, of course, he was in the semi-main event for the Intercontinental title 11 and defending the Intercontinental title last year. So he's back in the main event to face Kenny Omega. I mean, this match should be fucking amazing. So what a kind of a resurgence Tanahashi had in 2018. I think a lot of people were thinking Tanahashi's best days were behind him. He was dealing with a lot of injuries. And then he lost the Intercontinental title to Suzuki. So I thought he'll probably take a lot of time off and come back fresh. But then he come back for the New Japan Cup, got to the final, lost to Zack Sabre Jr. And then G1 Climax, he just rolled back the years, really. Won the G1 Climax, winning the block. Then beating Kota Ibushi in an absolute classic. Because I think most people thought it was going to be Omega versus Ibushi. But they threw us a bone. And now it's going to be Tanahashi facing Omega. And to be fair, did I want Kota Ibushi versus Kenny Omega as the Wrestle Kingdom main event? Yes, I did. However, I'm not going to complain, because probably Tanahashi versus Omega. At least that's a fresh match. I mean, I wouldn't have liked if they did Okada versus Omega again, because I feel like we don't need to see that match again. I mean, if they went for Okada versus Naito, I would probably not have that. Naito and Omega, that could have been interesting. That could have been a match I might have liked to have seen. But they've only actually had one match together, singles match. And that was New Beginning Niigata about 2016. They were going to have a match for the Intercontinental title and a ladder match at Dominion 2016, but Tanahashi got injured. And we just kind of missed out then. Obviously, they haven't touched since then. But we're going to touch here at Wrestle Kingdom. So now you've got the best Kenny Omega now, facing probably the greatest of all time in Hiroshi Tanahashi. And would you bet against Tanahashi having another 5-star classic? I certainly wouldn't. And you think Kenny Omega, and this is his second Wrestle Kingdom main event, although some might call the match of Chris Jericho last year the main event. But I'm talking about the last match on the card. So what a rise it's been for Kenny Omega over the last few years, especially the last 2 years really. After jumping out the junior heavyweight division, becoming a heavyweight, winning the Intercontinental title, winning G1 Climax 26, having the epic main event for Okada at 11, and then another epic draw for Okada with Dominion last year, going for the G1 Climax but losing in the final, but then becoming a United States champion, and facing Chris Jericho last year in a personal battle, and then this year finally getting back with Kota Ibushi as the Golden Lovers, going for the Bullet Club Civil War with Cody, winning the IWGP title finally from Okada at Dominion 2018. And now here he is going against, this match will be great. So hyped for this match. I mean, this is probably going to go 30, 35, maybe even 40 minutes. I mean, you know how it's going to go. It's going to start out slow, building up, then you get some great strikes. You probably have Omega diving out of the ring, and some big near falls and all that. And it's a prediction. I'm going to go with Kenny Omega to retain, but I can't sit there and be 100% certain this is going to be the outcome. I mean, I'm not going to bet my house on it or anything. I'll probably say I'm 60-40 that Omega will win, because I think there's every chance they'll put the belt back in Tanahashi. I mean, I don't want them to, but I think there's a good chance they might do it. They might be thinking of giving Tanahashi that last hurrah IWGP title reign. But we'll see. I mean, admittedly, I probably wouldn't like that, because I think it'd be kind of the equivalent of WWE putting the WWE title back on John Cena. I mean, at this point in his career, Okada doesn't need to be the champion, and it'd be an absolutely massive win for Kenny Omega. So I'm going to go with that, and this match will be amazing. And yeah, so that's a wrap, guys. That's my Wrestle Kingdom preview / predictions. January 4th, New Japan World, or if anyone's got Fight TV, it's going to be airing live on that as well. And I've also heard if you don't have any of them, Access TV is going to be airing 2 hours of Wrestle Kingdom later that night on Access TV, so look out for that, guys. Coming up soon, I've got a top 25 Wrestle Kingdom matches. I'll probably post that one out on like New Year's Day or something like that. And then until next time, guys, peace.